Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. We are in the final. That's right. We are in the Club World Cup final. Fair play. Fair play. And I mean, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect us to get past the quarters. I didn't expect us to get past the semis. And when I say that, I'm talking about my predictions before the tournament actually started. I didn't necessarily feel that way before the matches themselves. I felt confident going into this game. Felt confident going into the Benfica match. But if you would have told me before the tournament started, Alex, where do you think Chelsea will go in the Club World Cup? Do you think Chelsea will win the Club World Cup? In fact, I had people who actually asked me that question, and I said, come on, guys, ask me a serious question. Because after what I saw this season, I saw a team that were able to get top four, and we won the Conference League against a very limited opposition, teams that just aren't able to even compete with us, if we're being totally honest. But what we've found in this Club World Cup is that Chelsea have been able to step up. When it counts, we've been able to step up, and people have said a few things about the teams that we've played against, and we should be easily winning these matches. It's like, well, hang on a second. We beat Benfica, who beat Bayern Munich. What about Bayern Munich? They're a better team than Benfica. There's so many teams that haven't been able to get to this stage. Al Hilal, we thought were going to do a little bit better than they were. They lost to Fluminense. Man City are out. All these big teams are out. Flamengo, of course. And we are sat here at the moment, the first team to qualify for the Club World Cup. So if you don't like that, and you're still not satisfied, I don't know what to tell you. And I have been very critical over the season over Enzo Maresca. I said after we won got into the Champions League, I said, you know what, I'm halfway there in terms of sort of being open to giving him another chance. And then we won the Conference League. I said, you know what, fair play, man. You have my respect, because he got a lot of stick. And whether we win this competition or not, the way we beat PSG or Real Madrid, whoever goes through, Enzo Maresca absolutely deserves an opportunity to prove himself this season. And I go into this season with a more open mind than I did before. And these results aren't, the defining factor of that. I always think that I was going to give him more of a chance because of what we achieved last season. But this is just more evidence that he deserves to be given a chance, and that the players are playing for him. And I haven't even spoken about the game yet, which, by the way, was a very dominant performance, a very concrete performance in terms of the lineup. A couple of changes, obviously. Colwell wasn't in the lineup because he had another yellow, so we had Tosin and Chalobah playing with each other. Cucurella as normal, Sanchez as normal as well. We had Gusto who was starting. I think a lot of people were confused about that decision, but if I'm honest, I kind of understand Maresca's thought process. I think that the reason he didn't start James was because he was pretty confident that we'd get the job done with Gusto. So now James is going to be fresh for the final. And that's honestly what I think Maresca was thinking. Whether you like it or not, that's what I believe. We had Caicedo in there, who I thought, had a great game. I thought was brilliant. Fernandes, Palmer, and Nkunku started. I don't think many people would have expected that, but Nkunku started. Joao Pedro as well, making his full debut, and Neto as well. So, when you look at the lineup, you thought, okay, not really sure what to expect with certain aspects. Obviously, Pedro, we haven't really seen much. And, how are we going to play? What are we going to do? Now, if I'm totally honest, I think, I think that Palmer in the first half, I didn't really see much of him, to be quite frank. But I thought he got better in the second half. It was a more controlled performance from Palmer. He doesn't strike me as a player now under Maresca who he's in the right position to score at times. He seems to be the player that we try and orchestrate a lot of our attacks through. Fernandes as well, obviously. And yeah, I think Palmer's good at that role. I would like to see Palmer be in better positions to score goals. He was in a great position, though, actually, now that I mention it, to score. And Jackson didn't pass on the ball. He had a shot himself, didn't he? And it went sort of on the outside of the net. He was going for the inside post, and Palmer had a right go at him, and he was kicking the post himself. He's going, "What the hell are you doing? Why didn't you pass me the ball?" It was a clear pass, and I mean, it was absolutely the right thing for Jackson to do. But when you look at who Nicholas Jackson is going to be competing with for the number 9 position with Joao Pedro, I think you can kind of understand why he decided to take a shot when it wasn't really the right moment, because he is probably feeling the pressure of knowing that he's not going to be our number 9. When I say number 9, I mean our striker. Obviously, we've got the lap in there as well. So I have a little bit of sympathy for Jackson, but if it was only one mistake that he made, it wouldn't have been an issue. The problem is he was just rubbish. The second he came on, I can't think of many good things he did. He was absolutely poor. He was rubbish. Under no circumstance should Nicholas Jackson be starting in that final. It's an easy decision. You start Joao Pedro. I think if you want to cause more problems, I don't think Maresca will do it. There's an argument to maybe start him and the lap, maybe play Pedro, instead of another player, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think that will happen, to be fair. I mean, that's just me getting carried away. I like the lap as well. I like the lap. I like Joao Pedro. I love what I saw today from Joao Pedro. I thought he was exactly what we've been missing. That the goals that he scored were exactly the kind of goals that we want to see from Nicholas Jackson that we haven't seen from Nicholas Jackson. Top bins, twice. The guy was just unreal. Half a chance, bang. And you cannot dispute that was a debut to remember. And you almost feel sorry in a way for Joao Pedro, because not only did he score 2 goals, he got taken off. He got taken off after about 60 minutes, after an hour. And then Jackson come off and stunk the house out. But yeah, there's a good argument. Maybe Joao Pedro could have got his hat trick. So I'm sure he's a bit gutted. But at the same time, if I'm Maresca as well, I think that was probably part of the plan before anyway. He was, when players tend to come in, they don't always play full matches straight away, especially during this period, which is like our pre-season. So I think that Joao Pedro starts in the final. I think he's got to start. I mean, there's a clear and obvious argument for that. He can cause teams problems even when he's given half a chance. I thought Nkunku looked lively as well. I really did. I thought Nkunku had a really good game. I like what I saw from Nkunku. I think he was trying to get stuck in. He had 2 chances to score. He forced a goal line clearance from Thiago Silva, if I'm not wrong. And I think he forced another clearance from someone else. So, really, really impressed with Nkunku. I said this before. A lot of you may not have heard this yet, but I thought that Nkunku's time at Chelsea was done because he wasn't being utilised by Maresca. He wasn't being utilised. But what I've seen is a slight tweak in the system. You still have Nkunku out wide at times, which I'm not a massive fan, but I do see him getting a little bit more central and into better positions. And I think that suits his game more. I like Nkunku in and about the penalty area. When the chance is there to drop, he is one of those players that I want the chance to fall to. And I think that although his wage is higher and, he is a player that we've looked to offload, if Maresca wants to keep Nkunku as a part of the squad, and if Nkunku is open to staying as well, I would honestly have no issue keeping him. But this is providing he's not played in a silly position. I'm not talking about a striker. I'm not talking about a winger. If he's a player who's able to come a little bit more inside him, he doesn't have to be the 10 because it's difficult to play ahead of Palmer. But, just a player who's given the freedom to come inside a little bit more. And I was impressed with Nkunku's work rate as well. He was tracking back. He was making an effort. He was, going for players. I don't really have anything negative to say about his performance. I thought it was solid. And, Neto as well, another solid performance from him. He was involved in the first Joao Pedro goal, whipping in a dangerous cross, which was cleared poorly. And then obviously Pedro got the finish. So, I think Joao Pedro has probably been our player of the tournament. He's been our best player so far in the Club World Cup in America. It's the first match that I haven't had the opportunity to go to. So it felt a bit weird watching it on the telly, but, you can still see that we use class in that midfield. Caicedo and Fernandez, both of them were fantastic. Obviously, Fernandez getting an assist. Caicedo was just dominant in terms of that midfield, offering a lot of protection, always challenging, never, ever looking to let a player go past him easily. And he's just providing great cover in there. So he was always going to start. I thought maybe we saw Andre Santos instead of Fernandez. I don't think that would have been a terrible decision because I thought Santos was great in the last game as well. But he did come on. And, he got 10 minutes, whatever it was. Loved what I saw from Cucurella. I enjoyed what I saw from Tosin as well. Could have potentially got a block on one of the chances that the Fluminense strikers had. I think his name was Everaldo. Was it Everaldo? Yeah, I think it was Everaldo. He had a shot. It went through Tosin's legs. But I mean, that's just me picking at one small thing. I thought the defense did really well. I thought the defense was good. I thought that Fluminense had limited chances, and we limited them to those chances. But one thing that really frustrated me was Sanchez. And he didn't do much, but what he did was pretty average. And he had that one moment where a player come out and we had that clearance from Cucurella. It was a fantastic clearance. But you're saying to yourself, Sanchez, run out of the goal. What are you doing? And even the commentator on the telly was going, or John A.B. Mikel at halftime was saying, Sanchez, what are you doing? Such a basic. Look, I'm not saying you've got to be decisive, number one. And then you've got to have the quality to carry out what you want to do. And I think that Sanchez would have been fine if he'd have gone and tried to claim the ball, but he didn't do it. He was too late. And again, that's an example of a lack of quality that we have. And this wasn't even one of Sanchez's bad games. That's the thing. Like, we haven't seen Sanchez being poor in this tournament, but that goes to show how poor he actually is. The fact that this is honestly his good form. So, we need a new goalkeeper. I mean, that's not changed. And if we are going to lose on thin margins in the final, and there's a good chance we do, I'm not being negative, but we are playing Madrid or PSG, then it will be a player like Sanchez that cost us, because it wasn't anyone else that let us down. Maybe you could argue that Jackson was poor when he come on, but I doubt he'll be playing. So, that's my stance on the game. I think it was a respectable win. I think we handled it well. We controlled the game well. Created a lot of chances as well. I mean, if you look at what we were able to do in that match, we dominated possession, but not by a lot. Very minimal actually. But we had a lot of shots, and that paid dividends in the end. So listen, I hope we can do it. I pray we can do it. And I want to say credit to Maresca anyway. Like, I see him celebrating at the end, and people criticize managers celebrating at times, and they go, oh, well, you haven't actually won the competition. Come on, guys. From where Chelsea were to where we are right now, do you not feel a sense of pride? Just a little bit of pride? Can you not be a little bit happy? We're in the Club World Cup final. I felt privileged to watch the Carabao Cup final a few years ago. That's where I thought Chelsea were at. So, if we win this, it's such a major boost. Financially, obviously, I mean, that's going to be huge for us, especially with the UEFA sanctions or fines. I mean, that's basically just going to palm off any fines that we've had, puts us in an unbelievable financial position. But also from a mentality perspective, from a fan perspective, a bit of pride. Winning the Club World Cup again for the second time. This is the first edition. We'll get to wear the badge for 4 years if we win. How does that not excite you? So I say to every Chelsea fan out there, have a little bit of faith. I don't think we're necessarily going to win the final, but to be honest, even if we lose, I'm still proud of the team. I'm still pretty happy. Like, I thought we were going out in the quarterfinals in my prediction before the tournament started. So the fact that we're 2 stages past that, why would I be unhappy? So that's my take from today. Let me know what you think in the comments as well, guys. Are you happy with the result? Of course you're happy with the result. Are you happy with the performance? And how do you see things going against PSG or Real Madrid as well? All the best, guys, and we will catch up very, very soon.